Hello my friends and welcome to another video. So here I want to talk about 12 books I would like to make a priority. These are standalone books that I am aware of. Some of them may be part of a series if they've done a series, but they're all individual. So it's not like book 1, book 2, book 3, etc. So let's go ahead and get into this. There are 12. These will be in no particular order. If they fit when I do my build my TBRs for the month. If they fit a prompt, I'll pull from there. But these are standalone books that I would like to make a priority for the year of 2021. So the first one I'm going to mention is the only non-fiction on this list. And these are all physical books that I own. Anyway, the first one is A Brief History of the Celts. Celts? 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 Oh man, I'm saying it wrong. So I guess this is actually pronounced wrong. I think a lot of people say Celt and Celtic, but from what I've just read, it says in Irish and Scottish and Welsh and so forth, the letter C is always K, and Celtic is Celtic with a hard C. So it should be Celtic. So the Celts. Okay. So A Brief History of the Celts by Peter Berresford, Ellis. So this is just, as it indicates, a brief history of the Celts. I got this. I love, because you see a lot of Celtic design with like the knots. I think that's one of the most popular designs. But I just want to learn more, especially where I have Irish and Scottish and Welsh ancestry. You know, maybe some of my ancestors were Celt. I don't know. But I just want to read more about it and learn about something that's just interesting and produces such beautiful work. So another book that I would like to get through is The Dutch Wife. Now I have not started any of these, so these will all be a first time read for me. So The Dutch Wife, I just love the cover. Look how gorgeous and pretty she is. Pretty scenery. Don't obviously like the little flags there. If you can tell what they are, they have the swastika on them. So this, as you can see from as you can probably tell from swastikas, this is going to be a historical fiction about a lady who is a Dutch wife. Now, what is her name? I don't even know if it says her name. It just starts out with saying, I was inmate 21522. So she is in a concentration camp. And so it's about her trying to survive things that go on there. She is bound and determined. She's going to remember things that she went and did with her husband, like baking cakes, maybe traveling to Paris, papers that he would write that would be published in far off lands like New York. So I think this would be interesting trying about that. So I do like historical fictions. So I definitely look forward to this. I'm very intrigued by the life of a woman who is Dutch. I have Dutch ancestry. You're hearing Hobart grunt. But to read about a woman who is Dutch, which I have Dutch ancestry, during the World War II era, and with her in the concentration camp. And I know there's a plethora of books out there, like of people from that point of view and the other side and all of that, but I don't know, this one's just intrigues me. So book number 3 on my list, again, these are no particular order, but the third one I will talk about is Up the Down Staircase, and this is by Belle Kaufman. So this follows it says it's an idealistic teacher who is fed up with the bureaucracy of things, and so she's trying to he or she is trying to set kind of a certain example for the students. And it says, oh man, it's a timeless lesson for students, teachers, parents, and anyone concerned about public education. So what's interesting about this one is it's just not told like a normal novel. This is not told like a normal novel. This is like snippets of letters, as you can see, because there's like a little paper clip there. emails. So I guess this would be considered a multimedia. I mean, there are bits where it's like, we'll see, it's like, here's a letter, you know, those who can't, dear Ellen, on September 25th. So it's a letter. So definitely, and there's even some math stuff in here. 39, 46, 46, 50, and yeah, so there's a little math thing. So definitely a multimedia thing. And I remember absolutely loving this when I read this in high school. It was very different compared to everything else I have read, mostly because of the mixed media, and I just loved that uniqueness about it. So I am definitely looking forward to a reread on this.
Comedy gold.
So the next book I will talk about is Chemical Hearts by Krystal Sutherland. So this one's following, it looks like mostly Henry's point of view, as he considers himself a romantic. None of the girls in school seem to fit what he's looking for as far as a dream girl, and then one girl walks in and things kind of start to change. However, she's not also what he expected. She is, according to the description, she's broken. She walks with a cane, says she wears baggy clothes, rarely showers, and then they have to co-edit something, and things, it's like it's a romance. So things go from there. So it's kind of like he sees her as broken, and maybe he tries and fix her. So there's that. So we'll see. I hope it's handled well. We'll see. I don't know what kind of rep that is or anything, but we'll see. To be honest, this book was a complete 100% cover buy. I love the blue fish. So this was a complete cover buy for me. So I didn't even know what this was about until I brought it home and read the synopsis. So the next book I will talk about is Blueprints by Barbara Delinsky. So this follows the story of Carolyn and Jamie, mostly Jamie from what I can see, because there's a tragedy and things change. Jamie likes to have things kind of laid out like a blueprint for her life, but things just come up. So that deals with tragedy, it mentions on the back. The start of a mother-daughter relationship, dealing with tragedy, maybe loss and grief, but I also really like the cover, those beautiful flowers. So it says that Carolyn and Jamie have a show where they go and remodel not televisions. They have a television show where they go and remodel homes for people. And one of the things it's going to mention, because it does say on the back, is that Carolyn is the host of the show, but finds out that she is being replaced as host by her daughter. And so you're dealing with that. Of course, Carolyn is hurt because she feels like she can still do it and thinks that people are judging her based on her age, is what I have gathered just from the first 2 sentences. So I think this would be a really good read. The next book is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. So I thought this was interesting. It says that Betty Smith was born in 1896. She died in 1972. So I think this is actually considered a classic. This follows the point of view from, I read this when I was a senior in high school, so in 2002. So if I remember correctly, it follows the point of view of the girl, who is a child. And what was her name? Nolan is the last name. Their daughter, Francie. And they have a son named Neely, but it's based in Brooklyn, New York. And it kind of follows how she is able to pick up on things that you wouldn't expect a child to pick up on, like the poor things that people have to live with in poverty and deal with in poverty, and how she's able to pick up and her point of view on things. So I do remember loving it, and I look forward to rereading this. This next book I'm really excited about. I was buying a book, and I can't remember what book that was, on Book Depository, and I saw the tab that was their deal or discount section, And so I thought, oh, I'll just look and see what kind of deals. Found this book for $5. Got it mostly because of Black Cat, and it says The Traveling Cat Chronicles. This is by Hiro Arikawa. This is based in Japan, and so the cat's name is Nana, and he and his owner are traveling. The owner's name is Satoru, and Satoru is traveling to meet 3 friends, and Nana is along for the ride, hence the story. Okay, another one is A Simple Favor by Darcey Bell. This looks like it's a thriller mystery. It says it starts with a simple favor, an ordinary kindness mothers do for one another. When glamorous Emily asks Stephanie to pick up her son after school, Stephanie happily says yes. Emily has a life that would make any woman jealous. She is the perfect mother with a dazzling career, working for a famous fashion designer in Manhattan. Stephanie, a widow with a son in kindergarten, lonely in their Connecticut suburb, turns to her daily blog for connection and validation. Stephanie imagines Emily to be her new confidant and is shocked when Emily suddenly disappears without a trace, leaving her son and husband with no warning. Stephanie knows something is terribly wrong and able to keep away from the grieving family. She soon finds herself entangled with Sean, Emily's handsome, recent British husband, but she can't ignore the nagging feeling that he's not being honest with her about Emily's disappearance. Yeah. Yes. Definitely intrigued by that. Another historical fiction I have on my list is The Paris Seamstress. I like the pictures of the old-fashioned pictures. They just draw me in. So it just says, and I'm just going by the tagline here, a French seamstress, that's a harder word, a French seamstress, a British spy, an American heiress, one destiny begins in war-torn France. So evidently I like historical fictions with war. So this is a dual timeline book. It follows 1940 as the Germans advance on Paris, and it follows the perspective of a seamstress. And then you are in present day following Fabienne Bisset, and it says you're following her journey to the Met's annual gala for the exhibit featuring the work of her ailing grandmother. So I wonder if the 1940 character is the grandma of the present day, just from the back. I don't know, but I think this will be interesting. I like the historical books where it's kind of, it is based in the war, but it's kind of like a coming to and building a relationship and realizing how much you are there for family. I really like those. So this one was a complete cover buy. I am a sucker for cover buys. So this is a novel called Scarlet, and it's by Jen Geigle Johnson. So there's that beautiful, stunning cover. I'm going to read the back, or at least the first paragraph, because I could not begin to tell you what it's about other than it's a historical setting. But this is also based in Paris. So it said, the roads in and out of Paris are heavily guarded, but the dead have easy passage out of the city. A ragged old woman transports the coffins of the most recent victims of the guillotine and is waved on unimpeded. Later, the same crone watches 5 French aristocrats step out of their coffins unscathed. Ooh. Let's see. Not beheaded, but spirited away to safety by that most elusive of spies, the Pimpernel, or as she's known in polite society, Lady Scarlet Cavendish. That sounds interesting. So, helping people escape a fate to get to a better life. Yeah. And this is short. This is it's less than 250 pages. So, this will be a quick read. Yeah. Just 2 more books to talk about really quickly. The first one is The Nightingale by Kristin Hanna. I love the water. Like it's like you're looking through a window and you have the water droplets. I don't know if you'll, like right there, you can see it, kind of. So this is another historical World War II fiction. Let's see, it says, so this is based in World War II, and it's the Woman's War. The Nightingale tells the story of two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. So I guess France is the location of the reads for 2021. And the last book I will quickly mention is a well-known classic and a well-loved classic, and that is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. My mom was so excited. I read this my senior year of high school. Oh, there it goes. I read this my senior year of high school. It was on the mandatory reading list. My mom was so excited. This is her absolute, I think it's her absolute or second absolute, but one of her absolute favorite reads. The other one she absolutely loves is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Probably said that wrong. But she loves this book and rereads it so much. No, this wasn't when I was a senior in high school. I did read it for a senior in high school, but this copy I had earlier, I had to read this in junior high. But I do remember having to read it in high school too. It's the mass market paperback, obviously. I do remember thoroughly enjoying it. And that's the last time I read it was in 2002. So when I was 18. So it'll be interesting to see kind of my thoughts on things now. See if I can pick up on things that I completely missed when I read it the first 2 times. And it's so sweet. We have this thing that if we get each other a book or a bookmark for birthday or any holiday or anything, we like each other to write in the cover of the book or on the bookmark. And so it's got a little note from my mom. It says, Christine, I want to share with you my very favorite book. Merry Christmas. Love, Mom. 1997. So I've had this book since 1997. Yeah. And it's yellowed. So it's got it's got the broken spine. I really don't mind the broken spines if I find a book like that. I just don't really like to break the spines. I guess I did at one point. But anyway, so those are the 12 standalone books that I would like to make a priority of in 2021. Some of these are rereads and I look forward to them, especially this one now that I found that note again. But I definitely look forward to those. So if you're so inclined, please subscribe and hit the like button if you would so care to. If not, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. But in the description box, I will have a link to Goodreads for every one of these books so that you can read the description in case I didn't do a good enough job. Or if you want to know more about the book and maybe see what else the author has written, I'll have links in the description box below, as well as all of my social media. And so Discord, and I'm still trying to get used to Discord, but I will try and list what book I'm reading. And if you join the Discord and you have a copy of the book and want to do kind of like a buddy read that way, by all means, I would love it. But I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day and week. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.